Hi there, welcome to our latest Employability Live. We are coming from Turnheads and Grad Apprentice, two businesses who help junior creatives and students to make it in the design industry. And today we thought we'd cover the topic of CVs, so specifically how to make a great CV and generally what creative hiring managers are sort of looking for. So I wrote down a few points for this. The first point I would kind of bring up is don't make it mental. So just keep it a really, really nicely laid out document and kind of prioritize your information that you include. So, for instance, you obviously want your kind of name and your contact details to start with, maybe a short bio about yourself, and then you want to kind of like get straight into your experience, your credentials, and any kind of relevant information that would be specific to that particular company that would be helpful. Secondly, you need to kind of show off your layout skills basically with your CV. So just pay particular attention to typography and just keep it nice and sort of clean and just a beautiful kind of layout wherever you can. Some people obviously go a bit more creative with their CV and make it sort of 3D and things like that, and that's fine. But ultimately, if you're just only being able to kind of attach a PDF to certain forms when you're applying online, then you just really want to kind of make it really clean, really clear, and just really impactful in a simplistic way. My third point would be to then also incorporate the main points from your CV on the last page of your portfolio PDF that you might be sending to creative agencies when you're looking for internships or for jobs. And kind of use that as a bit of a call to action. And you can do this in your show reel as well. So have that as kind of the final slide of your show reel. So it will just have your name, maybe your email, so that people can get in contact with you. Or if you have a website, you can add that URL as well, so that they can go on and look at your projects in more detail. And then the fourth point would be in terms of your experience, so your kind of industry experience. If you have done more than sort of 4 internships, I would suggest that you just pick the most relevant ones to that particular job role, or maybe the best kind of internships that you did, and leave the rest off. Just because some agencies look at it badly if you've done too many internships, which is a bit silly really, because a lot of the time you get work experience at agencies who aren't particularly hiring at that point, but they want to give students some experience and things like that. So sometimes it is viewed, if you've done 6 internships and you haven't been hired yet, what's wrong with you? So just to kind of apply to that kind of caution, I guess. Maybe just include a maximum of 4 if you've done more than 4. But I think I'll pass over to Wendy now, because she's got a really good point as well for those people who perhaps haven't got any industry experience just yet.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. And not everyone is going to have that opportunity to be able to get an internship. And a lot of us, when we were, studying, we probably didn't see the value of actually, what we're actually doing while we're in university. So, I strongly believe when a CV has experience, is very powerful. But if you're a student and you're thinking, I haven't actually had my first job, I don't have an internship, so where am I going to get that experience? I think it's really important to use the experience that you are getting while you are in university. When you work on projects, when you work in a team, as you're doing your assignments, you are developing some kind of a skill, you are developing some kind of an experience that you can put on your CV, because what hiring managers, recruiters are looking for is what skills you use and how they benefited or how they added value to whatever situation you're in. So really creating situations for yourself that allow you to apply a skill, an experience really will make your CV powerful. I'll give you an example. At Grad Prentice, we have the opportunity to work with students while they're still studying in their third year. And we had like a brief interview with a student. She's in film production at the moment, and just interviewing her and she just talking about what she does while she's in university was so powerful. She actually explained how she is a facilitator for one of her modules, and she facilitates the Zoom because they also have campuses in Dubai and in Mauritius. So they literally, or she's the one who's been given the responsibility to facilitate the Zoom. And the skills that she's used in that are so synonymous to what you would find in the workplace, what people are actually using right now for workshops, for events. And, putting that on a CV is so powerful, even though it's not a job per se, but it's actually, a skill that is actually transferable in any industry right now, especially now we're all gone digital. So don't underestimate what you are doing within the campus setting. If you've got any type of responsibility, make sure that's reflected onto your CV. And if you are, sort of thinking to yourself, well, I'm not doing anything in university, this is the time to find something that you can do that you're responsible for. It could even be mentoring the younger, the newer graduates that are coming in, the first years. Mentorship is another really powerful way of actually showing a skill that you are imparting knowledge to others. And those are the type of things that, CVs, kind of become very powerful when they have that example. Always having a real life example in your CV will qualify you and quantify what you actually do, and hiring managers really appreciate that. So I think not underestimating your current environment is really important. Find something that you can do within the campus that's just not part of what you're doing at your module, but get involved in the activities that you have at the university, be part of a group, mentor others. All of those things, once they go onto your CV, it will give that real strong factor that you are working on gaining experience, and it won't be as daunting as trying to figure out what am I going to put on my CV. So that's something that I can sort of say about CVs, and if you don't have any practical experience.
Yeah, it's a really good point, and especially at the moment with the virus and everything that's happening, obviously a lot of internships have been cancelled or are just pretty impossible to get at the moment. So yeah, I think it's just that all experience helps, and where it's all about personalizing that to the particular job or the particular company that you're kind of approaching, isn't it? And I think also like even your kind of like your weekend jobs that you might have as well while you're studying. For instance, I interviewed Julian Dismore for the Turnheads blog recently, and he was saying how in kind of TV and film production, it's quite good actually if you've ever worked, say, like in a bar, had a bar job and stuff like that, because you've worked with people, you have good people skills from that, and it's kind of like it gets you used to certain environments and scenarios and dealing with people and all that kind of stuff. So any way you can kind of like apply those skills to the ultimate job that you are going for is really a positive thing, and definitely don't feel disheartened if you don't have any experience, because everyone's got to start somewhere, and just because you've had an internship, it doesn't mean that you're any better. It just means that you've had that opportunity and you've got a bit of insight. So don't feel disheartened, and always still apply, even if you don't have the 3 years experience that they want juniors to have nowadays.
Yeah, sometimes it's good to apply for where you're not qualified. You will be surprised. Um, I'm not saying, if you're, a designer and you want to become, I don't know, a construction
Yeah.
person. No, I'm talking like you can actually go out and, take that step further. Even if they say we want 2 years and you've got no experience, give yourself a shot.
Yeah, 100%. Well, we hope that was been helpful, and yeah, do join us next week when we go live again at 1:15. We'll see you then.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.